Welcome to the Illinois Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. A reminder that this is just one of many different sessions happening as part of this college fair, so please do sign up for more. We are recording this presentation and it will be available within about a week at strivescan.com/Illinois. And a reminder on the format, we have 6 institutions with us presenting tonight. They will all speak for about 6 minutes, and then we will have a few minutes at the end for Q&A. So now I'd like to turn it over to our presenters, and up first is Elmhurst College. And you're muted.
I guess that'll work if I'm unmuted. Thank you everybody for joining us today. My name is Christian Barron. I am joining you guys from Elmhurst University. And I want to just dive right into it. Let's see, my thing will go to the next slide. Okay. Sorry, giving some technical difficulties real fast. Oh, there we go. Okay, so Elmhurst was founded in 1871, became university in 2020. So we're all at EU pretty excited about that. It originally was Elmhurst College, but now because of our anniversary, we changed the name over to Elmhurst University. We're sitting on about 28 acres. We're a small liberal arts school, so roughly around 3,500 students are on our campus. Of the 3,500, roughly around 2,900 of our students are undergraduates. The remaining are graduate students. We like to have you all get to know us. So we're in the 60126 area code, western suburbs. Typically, we like to say get the best of both worlds because we're located in the downtown Elmhurst area. But we have pretty much is a train station on our campus, the metro, which will take you right down in the heart of downtown Chicago. It's about a 7-minute walk from campus to our downtown city center where you can go shopping, entertainment, restaurants, etc. So pretty nice. If you haven't had a chance to actually come visit, I would encourage you guys to do so. Campus is actually beautiful. And then again, it's a 7-minute walk from the dorm rooms to the actual train station. If for those of you that do like the downtown Chicago area, you can also get to Chicago very, very easily and frequently if need be. Have over 70 different majors, over 50 different minors. Most popular majors that we're known for is nursing, education, business, psychology, biology, and speech language pathology. 158 full-time faculty students. Of those faculty teachers, 82% of them hold their highest level of degree. So pretty much they're all, for the most part, have their PhD. Student faculty ratio is 13:1. Average class size is about 18 students. That's what you're more than likely looking at as far as your classroom size. None of our classes is taught by teachers' assistants. 100% of the class is actually taught by the instructor. World experience, these are some of the internships, places that we partner with, NBC TV, Morgan Stanley, United States Congress, City of Chicago, Central Purdue Hospital, House of Blues, and etc. So a lot of different internships opportunity that you can be a part of as well when it comes to Elmhurst. Over 100 different organizations and clubs that you can choose from. We're NCAA Division III school. Roughly have about 20 different teams from basketball, football, volleyball, etc. So yeah, if you want to get involved, you have the opportunity to do that. 8 different fraternities and sororities that you can be part of. About 400 of our student population typically participates in the Greek life. Residence life, 1,000 students for the most part lives on campus, 12 different housing and apartment buildings that you can choose from, 6 different residence halls that you can ultimately choose from. We do not make it mandatory for you to live on campus, so it's totally optional for you if you decide you want to live on campus or not. Admission requirements, we like to encourage you to apply before November 1st. That's our early action, but we are rolling admissions. Typically, right now we are test optional, so you can either submit your test scores or submit a writing essay along with your transcripts as well. We do accept AP and dual credits. If any of you guys have any questions in regards to after this, you can reach out to me. This is my contact information, 630-617-3068. And my email address is christian.barron@elmhurst.edu. And from then, I am going to go ahead and pass it on to the next.
Great, thank you so much. Our next presentation is from Illinois Central College.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Abby and I'm representing Illinois Central College. So Illinois Central College is a community college and it is in Peoria. So if you are unfamiliar with the Peoria area, we do have quite a large population. Healthcare is one of our largest providers, but we do have a lot to offer our students, not only on campus, but also off campus. We have shopping, we have festivals, we have lots of parks, trails, hiking, biking, we have farmers markets. So again, we have a lot to offer our students on campus, but we do have a lot to offer off campus as well. We do have 3 different campuses. So we have our East Peoria campus, our Pekin campus, and then our Peoria campus. So our East Peoria campus, that is our main campus. That's home to most all of our general education classes. Our Pekin campus is a smaller campus, but home to the general education classes as well. But our Peoria campus, that holds our health careers facility. With healthcare being a large provider in Peoria, we have a huge health careers department and program at ICC. It's also home to our Culinary Art Institute, which is immaculate. But we have over 150 different areas of study for our students, which is quite a bit. As you can see, there's some listed there. And I will talk about our different degree programs. ICC is a community college, as I mentioned, so we do offer associate degrees. We have 3 different associate degrees and certificates, which I will be talking about. But I always want to point out and talk to students about our Career Center. I think it's huge for our students, and for anyone interested in coming to ICC, I always encourage students to go to our Career Center. It's within our advising department. It's where you can speak with someone about, your future, what you're interested in, and hopefully find a career path that fits just for you. Okay, so here are our 3 different degrees, and then also our certificate. So we have an Associate's in Arts, an Associate's in Science, and then Associate in Applied Science, which I'll talk about these further in the slides. So our certificate, this is kind of exactly what it says. It provides a specific skill to enter the workforce quickly. So if an individual is looking to brush up some skills or to go into the workforce, maybe get a promotion, those students would definitely be interested in getting a certificate with us. We have an Associate's in Arts and Associate's in Science. These are our associate's degrees that are transferable. So they can transfer on to a 4-year university. There are some listed there, but I always touch on our Associates in Applied Science because I find it's a little unique. As it states, it's more career-driven, career-based. So you would still be getting an associate degree, but it is specifically toward a career. So some of the classes are geared more toward the career that you're going into, such as welding. So it doesn't always transfer, but it can. But those are our 3 different associate degrees. And I always, along with the Career Center, the career coach, I always bring up our transfer assistant to our students. and our transfer center. I feel it's very valuable, especially if you are looking at transferring onto a four-year university. I always encourage students to get in there soon and to just work with our transfer coordinator to talk about and make sure that your credits are transferring correctly, that you're in the right courses, and that what you're doing at ICC is also helping you in your future, educational journey as well. All right, and then our student life, we do have student life. We have over 40 extracurricular activities, which you can see there's some listed there. I always encourage students to definitely get involved. Not only do we provide quality education, but we also provide students to, like I said, get involved and meet people on campus. And so we definitely always want our students to be well-rounded professionals, and we encourage that not only in the classroom, but to get involved through our organizations and activities as well. Okay, to me, this is huge. I feel ICC, we have on-campus housing, which not a lot of community colleges do. It's ran through our foundation, and a lot of students love this. It gives them that on-campus feel, living on campus for a 2-year institute. I feel this is great. A lot of our athletes stay in our on-campus housing. So I always like to point this out to students that that is an option if they do want to partake in on-campus housing. Okay, financial aid and scholarships. The main thing I want to talk on here is about our scholarships. We do offer over 600 scholarships to our students, and it's just one application. It's an easy application, and it puts you in the pool to see if you qualify for any of those 600 scholarships. So I feel that's very valuable for our students. Okay, so if you're interested in coming to ICC, or you want to know more about ICC, these are kind of the next steps, or your next steps, and these also can be found on our website. So if you're interested in that, here they are listed now, but feel free to check out our website as well. So again, my name is Abby. I'm with Illinois Central College. I will include my information in the chat, but I hope you learned a little bit about ICC, and I'm glad that you all were on this session tonight. Thank you.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Abby. Next up is Creighton University.
Good evening, everyone. I'm so happy that you guys were able to make it this evening. My name is Maggie Franco, and I'm an admissions representative for Creighton University. We are located in Omaha, Nebraska. I'm a proud alum of Creighton and excited to share the many reasons why I love Creighton and why I think you will too. I do want to let you know that I'm the only one from Creighton on this evening. So if you're asking questions in the Q&A while I'm speaking, I won't get to those until after I'm finished, but I promise that I'll get to them. So to begin, Creighton is a private Jesuit liberal arts university. The Jesuits are the largest order of Catholic priests, but you certainly don't have to be Catholic in order to attend Creighton or any of the 27 Jesuit universities in the country. The Jesuits were founded in 1545 by St. Ignatius of Loyola. As a Jesuit university, Creighton is forming leaders for a more just world by teaching behaviors that reflect critical thought and responsible action on moral and ethical issues. So, at Creighton, we do have over 140 different academic programs. We are truly a liberal arts school, and students will receive a well-rounded education taught by professors, not TAs. So all of our coursework is going to be taught by professors. We have about 4,400 undergraduate students and an additional 4,400 graduate students. Our student to faculty ratio is consistently about 11-1, and our average class size is 24. 80% of our students come from out of state, and we have students from all 50 states and 50 different countries. A little bit of a fun fact is that Hawaii is one of our top 10 states for recruitment. As far as our undergraduate programs, those will be through our College of Arts and Sciences, the Heider College of Business, and the College of Nursing, which is direct entry. We also have our dental school, law school, medical school, occupational therapy, pharmacy, physical therapy, PA, NP, and a graduate school that all give preference to our undergraduate students. This is a really big deal. For example, the acceptance rate for our undergrad into medical school is around 50%, whereas if students are applying from outside of Creighton undergrad, that acceptance rate actually goes down to about 4%. We had 157 students apply to medical school last year, which is more than Princeton, MIT, and Georgetown. We have developed an interprofessional approach to education. We offer the team approach to healthcare because we want our students to have experience learning as part of a healthcare team. We are building a second campus or a second healthcare campus in Phoenix, and when it's complete at the end of this year, we will be the largest healthcare education provider in the country. As far as research, Creighton was voted one of the top schools in the country for undergraduate research opportunities and has consistently done so for many years. We want our undergrads to come in and start engaging in freshman research or in research their freshman year if they're ready. For our Hyder College of Business, it's well connected in the Omaha community and beyond. Our business professors have practical experience, and we have 6 chartered financial analysts on faculty, which is more than any other business school in the world. We offer 2 practicums on campus. The IJ Apple Store practicum, which is unique to our campus when business students run the Apple Store, and an investment practicum when students invest approximately 10 million of our school's endowment through 9 Bloomberg terminals. Omaha is about a city of 1 million, and it's been voted the #1 city for paid internships. There are more internships than there are students. Omaha is home to 4 Fortune 500 companies with another 50 to 60 with operations here. Also voted the #1 city for new college graduates because it's a fun place to live. There are many job opportunities, and the cost of living is pretty low. On campus, we have 250 clubs and organizations, including fraternity and sorority life, intramural and club sports, multicultural organizations, and countless leadership opportunities. Students are required to live on campus for their first 2 years, but with a national student body, we have a very vibrant residential campus. Our students are actively engaged in service, completing about 1.1 to 1.2 million hours of service each year, even though it is not a requirement. We also have our own retreat center, which is located about 20 miles away from campus. Athletics. We are Division I and part of the Big East Conference. Just to give you a little bit of side information, we get about 18,000 fans at every home men's basketball game, and students get into all of the home games for free. I like to think that we are the amateur sports center of the world because we also host the College World Series and the Olympic swim trials. If you not only love to watch, but love to play, club and intramural sports offer differing levels of commitment to give you options to stay in the game. We also offer many different study abroad opportunities, from semester-long trips to faculty-led programs away, and we have about 500 students that will choose to do so each year. In our Global Scholars Program, students can travel to 4 different continents in 4 years as they spend 2 semesters and 2 summers away. We are very proud of our outcomes. 99% success rate in the College of Arts and Sciences and the Hyder College of Business, and 100% for our College of Nursing. So how do you apply? You can apply through the Common App or the Creighton application. We did go test optional last year, and we encourage you to apply even if you don't have a test score. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions about Creighton. We are open to campus visitors, and so I hope to see you soon. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Next up is Milwaukee School of Engineering.
Hello, everyone. All right. So my name is Sadie Dixon. I am an admissions counselor at the Milwaukee School of Engineering. As our name kind of states, we are a pretty unique and specialized university. So a lot of our students are studying some sort of engineering program, but we also have a School of Nursing as well as business. We do have a 4-year graduation guarantee here at MSOE. We are also a direct admission program, which means you do not need a test into the college, or I should say the program that you want to get into. So the very first day, you'll be starting those engineering courses, nursing, or business courses. And then you are guaranteed to graduate in 4 years if you have your major decided by the beginning of your sophomore year. We are a pretty small university with about 2,800 students here, a total of 15 majors and 13 minors. And we have about a 13-to-1 ratio for student to faculty. The average class sizes that we have here are about 20 to 25 students in a lecture setting, and our labs being about 7 to 10 students. Our curriculum is really based on hands-on experiences. So we actually have what we call our hybrid learning here before COVID. So that actually means that we have hands-on and lecture experiences, and a lot of times integrated together. We understand that students can understand that lecture and theory on the board really well, but we also want to make sure that we have that hands-on experience and that dual learning for those students who need to apply them together. We do have a 96% placement rate. So 96% of our students do have a job within their field, and they're happy within that field 6 months post-graduation. And our average starting salary for a student who graduates from MSOE is around $65,000 a year. So we are a Division III athletic program here. We do have over 20 different sports that our students can participate in. We also have over 100 organizations that our students can be a part of. We have professional, we have Greek life, music, sports, we have art, drone racing, we have super mileage vehicles that our students are able to build as well. And also, as our namesake, we are located in downtown Milwaukee. So though we are a small university of about 2,800 students, outside of the classroom, you definitely have a large city feel. We're actually very close to the lakefront as well here, Lake Michigan. We're about a mile or so away from that. I should also mention that our 100% of our students do receive financial aid. So though we are a private institution, we want to make sure that all of our students who want to come to MSOE can find it to be an affordable option for them. A huge part of our financial aid for students is actually what we call our academic merit-based scholarships. So for a student who gets into the university, then they are guaranteed between $12,000 to $24,000 a year based off of their weighted GPA. Here are the majors that we have here at MSOE. Once again, we have the School of Business, Nursing, and we have many engineering courses as well. I should also mention that all of our students, or I should say all of our courses are taught by professors. That includes our lectures and our labs. We don't have any teaching assistants or graduate students teaching. And all of our professors are required to have at least 7 to 10 years experience in the field before coming to teacher. We find that extremely important for our students, not only for the obvious educational value and purposes, but those professors will also still have those connections from their time working in the field. So if you say, I want to be part of X, Y, and Z, but I really don't know where to go from there, our professors will be able to help you kind of narrow that down for you as well. In our Career Services Center, we also have a great team there that helps students find internships, job opportunities. They also help with resume building, interview skills, job searches. We also have 2 very large career fairs here at MSOE, and they bring in over 300 different companies specifically looking for MSOE students. So during that time, since we are that direct admission program, you'll be starting those engineering classes the very first day, but you might also want to start thinking about your freshman year, thinking about maybe some internships that you want to have. Some even have one beginning after their freshman year here. So you can start passing out your resume for internships and job opportunities. And like I said, about 86% of our students do choose to have an internship, even though they are not required to graduate from MSOE. So we do have a fairly easy application process here. So you can apply at msoe.edu/apply. And we do not require any letters of recommendation or an essay for students who are interested in applying here. We are also test optional. So no one needs to submit an ACT or an SAT score to apply to MSOE, but if you would like to and you still want to apply with a test score, you're more than welcome to send that to us as well. We are still giving in-person tours here on campus, so you can visit us there as well at msoe.edu/visit. I'll also include my information in the chat down below, so feel free to reach out to me with any questions, or if you have, or if you'd like to meet with a professor or speak with a student. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope everyone has a great night.
Great, thank you very much. Next up is Hope College.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks so much for taking the time to join us tonight. My name is Allison, and I am one of the admissions representatives here at Hope College. Hope College, if you've never heard of us before, is located in Holland, Michigan, which is about 3 hours away from the Chicagoland area. So people in Michigan like to hold their hand up like this to show where they're at, and Hope is right about here. We are 10 minutes away from Lake Michigan and just a block away from downtown Holland on 8th Street. And downtown is full of coffee shops, restaurants, movie theater, a farmer's market, all of that just a block away from our campus in Holland. At Hope, we have about 3,000 students on our campus, and you'll follow that, liberal arts education all throughout your 4 years. So what that means is you're going to take a wide variety of classes in a bunch of different subject areas to help you become a really well-rounded student. At Hope, I like to talk about it in 3 different buckets. You'll have your major, that's where you'll end up spending a majority of your time, then your liberal arts requirements. But what's cool is none of this is prescriptive. So yes, you have to take a science class, but if you're like me and you don't like biology or chemistry, you can take computer science as your science class. So there are a lot of choices when it comes to the type of liberal arts classes that you're taking. And then you also have a bucket for fun classes, things you enjoy doing that you can still have time to study in college, even without it being your major or minor. So maybe you love to dance or you're really into music. You can still take classes in those areas at Hope, and that can kind of be like that fun class bucket that you get to fill. Our classes at Hope are really small, like many other schools on this panel tonight, about 20 students per class. And as you go up in the ranks, your classes get even smaller and smaller. When I was a Hope student, I had one class that was just myself, 2 of my friends, and our professor. So that was a really neat experience to have that really intimate class size at Hope College. Even though we're a smaller school, we still have over 90 majors, minors, and pre-professional programs on our campus. And the most popular include our nursing program, education, engineering, business, and the pre-health professions. So we're talking like pre-med, pre-dental, anything like that is really popular on our campus because of the really in-depth advising you would receive, and also just the preparation of applying to those professional programs and being ready to take those classes once you get there. Also, academically at Hope, we are a top research institution in the nation, allowing our students the opportunity to conduct research on campus from day 1 of their freshman year. And that's been a huge reason why we've been open this entire year. So our students have, in conjunction with professors, been collecting wastewater samples across campus and testing different zones across campus for traces of COVID-19. And that's been a huge reason why we've stayed on campus this whole entire year, is we've been able to find the virus on our campus through undergraduate research. So that's a really neat thing to be involved in if that's something you're looking for in college. If you're wanting to get involved on campus, Hope is a great place for you to be. We've got over 80 student organizations to be a part of. So anything from Greek Life, Outdoor Adventure Club, or maybe you're really into sports, awesome intramurals, but also our athletes play to win at Hope. We are a D3 athletic institution and hold the men's and women's attendance record for D3 basketball games. So you can really get that big school athletic feel even at a smaller school like Hope. We have some traditions on our campus that run really deep within our history. And these traditions stem between what's called even year and odd year. So let's say you'd graduate from college in 2026, you would be an even year student, or 2027, that's odd year. So technically you would be rivals and you would compete against each other in 2 traditions on campus. The first is called The Pull, which is a giant 3-hour tug of war. It's absolutely crazy. You've got to check it out online. I thought The Pull was maybe for me when I was at Hope, until I attended that first meeting and said, nope, not my thing. So I did IACAC, which is another tradition on campus going on for over 80 years. That's between even year and odd year, and a song, a play, and an oration. So the Pull and the IACAC are two awesome college traditions that you can find at Hope. Hope is also a Christian college, and what's really neat about this faith aspect at Hope is that it's much more of an opportunity for you as a student than it ever will be an obligation. So if you're looking for this kind of community, you think it'd be nice to have in college, but you're not necessarily sold on, having to go to chapel every day, this might be the right fit for you. So we do offer chapel services on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and they're not mandatory. Attendance is never taken, and it's really up to you as the student how much or how little you'd want to attend chapel or be a part of any of our other campus ministries. So we have things like Bible studies, spring break immersion trips, and longer services on Sunday nights called The Gathering, which is a neat way to connect the Holland community with Hope's campus. So lots of ways to get plugged into your faith life at Hope if this is something you're looking for, but know that it's not mandatory for students to be involved in that at all. In my experience at Hope, I had about a third of friends who went to chapel all the time, never missed a day, a third that went time to time, and that's where I fell in, and a third that never went at all. If you're looking to get some more information, never hesitate to reach out. There's my email and my cell phone number, and you can learn more about our visit options at hope.edu/visit, or join us tomorrow night for an online open house. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Next up is the University of Iowa.
All right, thanks for joining everybody. My name is Rachel Pierce and I'm an admission counselor for the University of Iowa. And we're gonna cover quite a bit of information today. So we'll just go ahead and jump in. But I do have my colleague Annabelle with me. So if you have any questions, just put those in the chat or the Q&A, but we'll go ahead and get started here. Okay, so Iowa City itself, it is located on the east side of the state of Iowa. Depending on where you live in Illinois, we could either be a 1.5-hour drive or a 4-hour drive, again, depending where you are, but we're pretty accessible for students in the state of Illinois. The University of Iowa does have a unique connection between our campus and community. So our students love having that access. You can see on the right-hand photo or right-hand side of the photo, there's the old Capitol building. Right across the street, I'm just kind of using my mouse cursor, is our downtown Iowa City area and pedestrian mall. So they are very eager to have access to all these small businesses. There's about 200 small businesses. Of those, 70 are alumni owned. And then Iowa City itself has a population of about 75,000. Surrounding areas are about 120,000. That's including kind of Corville and North Liberty and Tiffin. So we do have some really neat surrounding communities. But Iowa City and being on campus, you really have everything you need across the street and within the University of Iowa's campus. So we do like to call ourselves a micro-urban community, just because we have that small town feel, but then we have all the amenities that students need. And there's always something to do on our campus and also within Iowa City. So let's take a look a little bit more at our student population. So the University of Iowa has a total enrollment of about 32,000. That's including both our graduate students and our undergraduate student population. So our undergraduate student population is close to about 22,000 students, which makes Iowa one of the smaller schools in the Big Ten Conference. Last year's first year incoming class was made up of around 4,500 students, and then you'll see the breakdown with 58% being Iowa residents, and then shy of 50% and being non-residents, with many students coming from Illinois, about 25% of those being Illinois residents. And then on the right-hand side of the slide, you'll see our first year class at a more academic scope. So within that 4,500 of our students coming in last year, they had an average GPA of a 3.78, with the middle 50% scoring within that 22 to 29 ACT range and the 1130 and 1330 SAT range. I do want to emphasize that those are averages. Those are not minimum requirements to be admitted into the University of Iowa, so just averages. So one thing that makes the University of Iowa, a reason to come to the University of Iowa is our academic community. And so we are ranked 34th out of 600 600 plus public university, which actually puts us in the top 5% nationally. We offer 200 plus areas of study, so lots to choose from. And we have world-known creative writing program, really strong health science programs, majors in, we have engineering, business, the list goes on, lots of popular areas within health sciences and creative writing. And then majority of our classes, so I've been hearing a lot about class sizes. So when you think of a larger university like Iowa, you might be thinking we have all large lectures, that's all we offer. When in fact, about 80% of our classes have 30 students or less. The majority of our classes have 30 students or less. And then the majority, a majority are smaller. And then only 4% of our classes have 100 students or more. And if they do have those larger lectures, they are broken down into discussion groups, which are on average about 25 students or less. So again, you're having that really comfortable learning environment, which might be what you're currently used to in terms of class size. We are a tier 1 research institution. That simply means all of our professors are involved in some scope of research, and that opens up the opportunities for undergraduate students to get involved in research as well. So along with a lot of opportunities in the classroom, we have so many to get involved out of the classroom. So that's where you're able to get involved in student organizations. We have performing arts that take place annually. We're D1 athletics, so we have 24 D1 athletic teams. And there's always something to do on campus. And I've already highlighted, so we have about 200 small businesses and we have over 100 restaurants and cafes within Iowa City. I'm still working on that list, trying to go to all of them. Someday we'll see if I can make it. But there's always a great place to eat if you have family or friends visiting you, or if you just want a great coffee. We have lots of coffee shops within our Iowa City downtown district. So application process. So the University of Iowa, we do use an online application, and you can apply either through the Common App, Coalition App, or our own institutional application. We are encouraging students to apply by November 1st, their senior year. That's just to maximize the amount of student financial aid or student scholarships opportunities available. So when you are applying, so we are test flexible for students applying for fall 2020 and fall 2021. And I'll have Annabelle put the admission process link in the chat for everyone to check out. So with that, don't hesitate to put any questions in the Q&A. We're here to help answer those questions for you. I'll put my contact information, and we'd love to have you on campus for a campus walking tour.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And thank you to all of our presenters. We now have a few minutes for Q&A before we wrap up this session. So if you have any specific questions for any of our presenters, please do put them in the Q&A. But I'm going to start things off with a question, and I'll ask all of our presenters to come back on camera and give some advice around going through the college search process. And I'll ask that they respond in the order that they presented. We'll start with Elmhurst College.
Hey, I'm not sure if you can see me or not. Hey, what's up, guys? All right. That question was the advice, correct? I don't see it anymore. Okay. One piece of advice that I would say is when you're down to your top schools, do not double deposit, because that makes a lot of that makes things a big headache between a lot of different schools and things. So until you actually know, hey, this is the absolute school that I know I want to go to, then go ahead and make your your tuition deposit, because once you make your tuition deposit, some institutions, it's non-refundable. So it's pretty much like you're donating your $100 or whatever it is at the time. So that's one piece of advice that I would say is, until you actually know and you're for sure what school you would like to attend, hold off on your tuition deposit. But if you know, the sooner the better, to let the institution know, like, hey, I'm coming to your school. So that's one thing that I would say to you guys.
Okay, hi everyone. I would definitely say ask questions. The more questions that you can ask, the better. And no question is a silly question. I always tell students that because the process of going to college can be overwhelming. So if you do have questions, just ask them. If you don't know where to start, we all provided we provided our contact information. So just questions in general, I would just say definitely ask them so that you don't have any unanswered questions.
And I would certainly echo what the other two have said. However, I would say above all, trust yourself. Everyone makes their decision differently. So if you're one of those people who loves to make gut decisions, trust that gut. If you don't have a gut if you don't have a gut reaction to a college, that's okay too. Trust that analytical side of you. So at the end of the day, trust yourself as you're going through this process because it's your future, and enjoy it. So.
For this, I would definitely have to say, yes, absolutely everything that everyone has said already, but really look into the resources that are available before even making an admission decision, whether that's taking a tour, talking to a professor, sitting in on a class, or even if you are a junior right now, going in your senior year or even earlier, feel free to look maybe like at MSOE, we have summer programs that you can get involved in too. So there's a lot of different things that you can do while you're here as well before even going and making that big decision for yourself.
A piece of advice from myself at Hope is to take advantage of the opportunity to meet current students. Maybe they went to your previous high school, maybe you know them from a church group or a travel soccer team or something. Get to know the current students and get their opinion on the school, and maybe you'll find your fit that way.
And then my piece of advice would be take a look at each college and kind of compare them 3 ways. I always tell students, look at it and make sure it's a good financial fit for yourself. It's a good academic fit for you, and it's a good campus/community fit. So if you're able to do a campus walking tour, or if you're able to connect like virtually with students or with admission counselors, be sure to take advantage of those opportunities. But you want to make sure it's a good fit overall for you.
Excellent. Thank you all so much. So we are just about out of time for this session. So I want to say thank you for joining us. Thank you to all of our presenters for all the great information that you shared. And a reminder that when you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We do appreciate your feedback. This is just one of many different sessions happening as part of this college fair. So please do sign up for additional sessions. And you'll be able to find a recording of this session and all other sessions in about a week at strivescan.com/Illinois. And so that concludes this session. Thank you all for joining us and have a great evening.